we will reconvene to open session. We'll start with consent agenda. March 8th, 2023 regular board meeting minutes are in your packets. We're there for your review, so we'll go right to the treasurer's report. Mr. Landwehr.
Summary of the treasurer's report as of March 31, 2023 general fund. In the general account on March 31, 2023, there was a balance of $3,380,556.09 in cash and investments. Receipts since the 1st of April and not included in the March 31 balance are $162,692.01, and disbursements from tonight's April 10th board meeting total $142,303.57. Flexible spending account on March 31, 2023, there was a balance of $26,979.89 in cash and investments. The health reimbursement account on March 31st, 2023, there was a balance of $11,510.21 in cash and investments. In the debt service fund on March 31, 2023, there was a balance of $673.42 in cash and investments. And a more detailed report on fund activity is included for your review in the financial statements.
Thank you, Mr. Landwehr. Your payment of invoices are also enclosed in your packet. We will go right into resignations, employment, and retirements.
Julia Thompson, kindergarten teacher at NES. Anita Klobuchar, full-time, 7 hours per day, library and Title I paraeducator at Iron River Elementary School. Deborah Johnson, part-time, 2 days per week, paraeducator in the 4K classroom at Iron River Elementary School. And a new one since your board packet came out, Rachel Kittle, full-time, 7 hours per day, special education, paraeducator at NES. All resignations are effective at the conclusion of the 2022-23 school year. Employment recommendations for 23-24. Lori Morphy, school psychologist for the district. Ms. Morphy comes to the district with 14 years of experience as a school psychologist in southern Wisconsin. She and her husband had a desire to move to northern Wisconsin. Ivy Hellenius, Tiger's Den assistant. Ivy has past experience volunteering and student tutoring with children. And this again is another new one since your board packet. Misty Radig, transfer from middle school science teacher to high school family and consumer education. Mr. Carlson's recommendation is on the table, and Ms. Radig will be working toward her full certification. This position requires board approval as it's not a lateral transfer. That's why we bring this one to you. That's it.
Okay. I need a motion for the consent agenda.
I make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is the counselor update and QPR question, persuade, refer training.
We have Brina Kroll as our spokesperson. You're on.
I'm making them come with me though.
Oh, boy, they listen to you.
Alright. Well, I think way back this fall, we had put, or Mr. Carlson had put in his high school packet report that we had done CPR training, and Mrs. Sari called me and said, "Oh, I really think this is something that people should know that we're doing because it's really valuable." And so we've been working to get on the agenda and get here, so here we are. It's April, but we made it. So we just want to give you an update of a couple big things that we've been up to. So 2 years ago, our mental health team wrote a pretty big grant through DPI to fund some of our mental health positions, such as the mental health navigator and our transition coordinator, which would be Dustin Anderson, who is couldn't be here tonight, but works at the high school with me. And two of our objectives that were written into the grant were to be able to hold some community events to help educate about mental health and things that could support families in our area, and also about QPR. So last school year, we had a mental health event where we had a speaker come and talk about DBT skills. And so families and educators in our district could leave with a toolkit of things that they could use. And that actually went so well, we invited the speaker to come in for our professional development before school started for the staff. And then this year we hosted a speaker about resiliency. And each of those events, we also held a community resource fair. So there were different counselors and clinics in the area, different resources that families could connect with who were coming to the event. So that's something that we were really excited about and I think went quite well. So the other big initiative that we've taken on is this suicide prevention training called QPR. It's a nationally known suicide prevention program, and it's actually something I had experience with when I was in Webster. It was part of a big initiative through Burnett County. So when we were writing this grant, I said, I think this is something that Douglas County could use, especially our schools. So we, as counselors, got trained. We had a trainer come in. It was fairly expensive, but the grant covered it so we could be trained as trainers, so that we could go and train our staff. So this year, we were able to train the elementary staff at both schools and the high school staff in August before school started. And then due to some curriculum things and scheduling conflicts, the middle school trained at the semester break in January. So all of our staff was trained in QPR. And so now they're all certified in how to recognize signs of suicide and what to do if someone in their classroom or in the community or really anywhere is showing signs that they might be having suicidal thoughts. We are currently working on the next grant round, and we're hoping to expand this program by training our paras and food service, our bus drivers, and there's even talk of trying to train some of our high schoolers because as we shared with you some of our YRBS data, our students are telling us that they're more likely to talk to students first before they'll go to an adult. So it's important that kids know what to do. So if they're ever in that situation. QPR stands for question, persuade, refer. There's 3 simple steps they're simple, but they're not easy to do. So in our training, we learn about each step, we practice them, we give them different scenarios of how they might use them. And the whole theory behind QPR is that it's similar to CPR, right? The more people who are trained in CPR, the more lives that can be saved. QPR is similar in that if you can learn these 3 steps, research has shown that if you are willing to ask the question to someone, if they're thinking about taking their life, if they're thinking about committing suicide, and then staying with them, getting them help and referring them and not letting them be alone can prevent that from happening. And this is something at the high school level that I would say I deal with weekly. And I would say our staff has used the steps a lot, and it gives them the confidence to be able to talk with students who you just never know at what moment in the day someone might confide in you or lead you to believe that they are struggling, and that can happen at church, it can happen at a community event, it can happen in your home, it can happen at school. And so the more people who know about QPR and are trained and certified to use it, the more lives that we can save right here in our own community. So suicide is a really difficult topic, but it's impacted most people in some way, shape, or form, unfortunately. And I just also wanted to note that there was a time, I've been doing this long enough, I can say long ago, right? 17 years ago when I started doing this, people would say, if you talk about suicide, it's going to make kids think about it more. It might make them want to commit suicide. But the truth is, talking about it isn't going to make anyone feel any more suicidal. It just lets them know that you're a safe person and they can open up to you. And I included so the Youth Risk Behavior Survey is something done at the grades 6 through 12. So that's middle school and high school data, but I just thought you've seen a little snapshots of that. It's like a 100-page document, so I tried to make it brief for you. But there's some really key things that are happening in, not just in our schools, but across the state. Wisconsin is highlighted right now as a very at-risk state for mental health reasons. So much so that they asked all of the schools who were willing to do the youth risk behavior survey again. So we did participate again this year. So it will be very interesting for us to see next year's data, which will probably be available till fall, but just to see if any of these numbers of kids who are feeling anxious or depressed or suicidal are improving with all of the extra efforts and the extra staff that we have through the grants that we did.
You use the initials DBT. What does that stand?
That's for dialectical behavior therapy. So dialectical behavior, they have all kinds of skills. When we have students go up to Amber Wing and Duluth, they use it all over, but essentially uses it always in their mental health programs, and they get a whole workbook with probably 25 different dialectical behavioral skills, but we learned, like as a staff, she brought in like 4 last fall, and then at the training, she probably introduced 5 or 6 to parents in the community.
So dialectical behavioral therapy. Got it, thank you.
So, like I said, this is something that it's not always easy for people to hear and talk about, but it is really important, and we wanted you to know about some of these efforts that were happening. We also had kind of a proud moment because I'm not sure if you're familiar with this organization called NAMI up in Superior, but they contacted us this year and said, what can we do to get QPR out to Northwestern schools? And I was like, done. We got it, we're trained, we're on it. And so, because it's something that lots of schools are looking at trying to do, so it's fun to be ahead of the game, right?
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Is it common throughout the whole state, like when I look at some of these graphs, the 9th and 10th grades seem a little bit higher? Is that common or just here?
I would say that for, without having the state data right in front of us, I would say that that is common, because the younger kids are, the less skills they have, and I think that's one reason why having that transition person at high school is so important, because 9th grade can be a tough year. Their whole life is changing, things feel a lot more serious. School's getting harder, so having extra support in 9th grade is a big transition year. But I would say I do, with some of the things that come across my desk, that is pretty common, that 9th and 10th grade would be more challenging.
I think this is all alarming, but so thanks for doing all this work, because this is a big deal, but like this, late night screen use between midnight and 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
There's a
So-
lot of problems because of that.
Yeah, I mean, just in case you don't have it in front of you, I'll just say that this is something we actually talked about at our community event. The 45% of our high school students are on screens, whether it's phones, computers, or tablets between midnight and 5 a.m. on school nights.
It's crazy.
So if there's any question about if kids should have their phones in their room when they're sleeping, probably not great. Sorry, guys.
But there again, making parents aware of all this is a big part that you're doing, and I applaud you for checking in. As a niece who tried suicide, keep going.
Thank you, Gail. And I know,
Yep.
we just want to thank you for always supporting us as well. You've been a board
Thank you.
member a long time, and your support is special
Yep.
to us.
Thank you so much.
All right.
I'd say that when you're talking to high school kids, if your friend says something to you, sometimes you may just follow up with their parents, and if they don't have the best parents, well, nothing may happen. So I would say maybe 2 choices, like go to you guys and the parents, because you don't follow up with your friend, and might something could have been in the situation before. So.
Just identifying the warning signals that are out there is a big thing. It is a big thing.
And just knowledge of what to do, because sometimes, you know, we all, if you're a parent, you know, the kids don't come with a handbook, things happen, and you don't always know what to do, so having, and when you're in crisis, it's hard, so it's scary, so having us as resources, I hope that the community knows that, because we work with families through these situations pretty often.
Just permission to talk about it. I think some people really feel like they literally need permission.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well done. Thank you.
Next, we have approval items, and there are a lot to go through here, so I'll start with, we have Darren Nyhus, FFA advisor request for 4 FFA students to attend the overnight FFA State Career Development Contest in Madison, Wisconsin on April 26th and 27th, 2023.
Mr. Knives, I was not being able to make it today, so these 3 students will make their presentation.
I'm Mr. Janzik.
I'm Isaac Fuller. I'm Asher Gilderman. We are the first team in 4 years for farm business management to make it to state from districts.
Good for you.
Congratulations, yeah.
We're actually the first team in all of FFA, CPEs to be able to go to state since 2019. At the contest, our business capabilities will be evaluated along with many other teams. And this opportunity isn't very commonly raised because even before 2019, it wasn't a yearly thing. It wasn't just stopped with COVID. Because before that, it wasn't like every year someone gets to go to state like DECA. It's every once in a while, one team gets to go to state. Like one year, the wildlife team went to state. But it's just really erratic whether or not they go to state. So this is sort of a rarer opportunity. We were first by a wide margin, despite not having all 4 members in attendance there. We scored first, third, and fourth places in the regional competition. So I feel like, well, there's some prestige in being able to go to a competition, like having a state level career technical evaluation event placement. And also we tour an aquaponics facility while there.
Good.
We get a wide variety and agriculture experience if we were to be able to go. It's also a great opportunity overall for us to go.
Yeah, there's other things like at the state competition that we can see. It's like a little fair. I'm sure. It was last year. Not at state, but even at regionals.
Yeah.
So that'd probably just be expanded.
Who's your 4th member?
Friendly Todd, she's not in attendance.
Okay.
She couldn't make it.
She can go to Madison.
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, I need a motion.
I'll make that motion. Allow this,
I'll
approve this thing.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next item is summer school for 2023. We are going to need a motion for that.
Should we talk about it?
We certainly can.
Oh, it's so great to have the summer school. We had for a few years, we didn't have it. It was awful.
We had summer school.
Since I've been in the role, yeah.
Since you came in.
Since you came in,
You
yeah.
jumped in there.
It's,
Yeah.
what, 6 years?
Right, but there was,
Yeah, I see what you're saying, we got a little gap, but
Mhm.
before that.
before that, there was a gap. I
Yes,
remember
there
that.
was, yeah.
I've been around, not as long as Dale, but I've been around a little. And appreciate Miss Craig's work on that. Very great.
Is the CNA class filled up yet, or not?
Yes, and there's a waiting list.
And a waiting list, okay.
Respectfully, I coordinate, but I think the teachers who work long and hard, especially through COVID, and then are still willing to give up their summers and I guess not give up, they really enjoy the kids and want to be with the students and provide those experiences, especially in a rural community. So I think them, especially the ones who raise their hands, they have to do it. So we are super excited because we're able to offer, there's something for everyone.
Yeah, it's
Which is
great
nice.
curriculum.
We've got a nice little span or options for families, so and kids, it's really nice.
And you've got options for the teachers too, as far as sharing
The spaces.
this time. co-teaching. So I'll make a motion. Approve
Second.
it, agendas.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Do we just ask a question?
No, we asked the coordinator, that's all that we can ask.
We can catch that,
In
you have a
public
question
comment
at
time.
the end on the comment section.
What's that?
Oh, we had a question behind
Oh, I'm
you.
sorry, I was just talking,
Unless you sign up.
I was just interested in either a charter bus or a shuttle for trying to get the kids to these summer
We
school.
unfortunately can't entertain the question during an agenda item, but I certainly can get your question answered later, absolutely.
We've talked before, Ms. Tony, about that.
But I'm just saying at a board meeting,
I got you.
But we can catch it at the end. You're just gonna get it in the right spot, so we're official. Okay, next item then is the 2023 and 24 revised calendar. I will need a motion for that one.
I'll make a motion to approve the 23-24 revised calendar.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second. Get it moving.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the 2023-24 CISA 12 shared services contract.
we're gonna hold on that until May, so more discussion can occur in the special ed department.
Okay, so we're tabling that then? Do we
Just until,
we just say table?
sure.
All right. Okay, then we move to the next one, the resolution to authorize CISA 12 to dispose of real property. We'll need a motion for that one.
I make a motion to accept the resolution for CISA 12.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. I will need a roll call vote for that one. Mr. Glonick,
Yes.
Mr. Landwehr,
No.
Ms. Solson,
Yes.
Mr. Granlund,
Yes.
Ms. Sari,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, the next one is the action to not rescind a preliminary notice to consider the non-renewal of the middle school health teacher's individual contract. There needs to be a motion for that.
I'll make a motion, we not rescind the previous action.
So we keep it
As we ran,
as, I have a motion.
unfortunately.
I need a second.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. This is a roll call vote. Mr. Glonick,
Yes.
Mr. Landwehr,
Yes.
Ms. Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Granlund,
Yes.
Ms. Sari,
Yes.
and I am also yes. Final non-renewal notices for 2023-24. We have middle school health, secondary math, secondary science, and high school/middle school social studies. For those non-renewals, I will need a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I will need a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. This will also be a roll call vote. Mr. Glonick,
Yes.
Mr. Landwehr,
Yes.
Mrs. Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Granlund,
Yes.
Ms. Sari,
Yes.
For the record, do we need to state the names?
no, just position,
The positions, okay?
and I am also yes. Next one is the recommendation to hire a special education teacher. I will need a motion for this position.
I make a motion.
We need a name.
Hire special ed teacher.
We need to say in the red on this one, Nichols.
Recommendation to hire Mr. Olson for the special education teacher position,
Is that a 1.0?
It is
full-time.
full-time.
You have a motion.
I need a motion. Oh, sorry.
She did.
I'll second.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Nichols, yeah.
All those in favor say aye. It should be a roll
The
call,
money,
shouldn't
yeah.
it? Okay, my apologies. Back up. Mr. Glonick,
Yes.
Mr. Landwehr,
Yes.
Mrs. Olson,
Yes.
Mr. Granlund.
Yeah.
Ms. Sari,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Next is the administrative report. We have communications, Dr.
A thank you note for the memorial sent from the family of Ernest Vennerstrom. Ernie was a well-liked person, very knowledgeable. He was dedicated to children and helping them in any way he could. He is missed by myself and many others. Thank you for the memorial gift. It will be put in his name. Gratefully acknowledging and thanking you for your kind expression of sympathy, Josette, family of Ernest Vennerstrom. Former board member as well. Invitation from Northwestern High School Senior Honor Ceremony on Monday, May 1st, 2023 in the NHS auditorium.
Okay, next we have the school board election results.
You have the canvass results from the April 4th election provided in your board packet. We thank Sherry and Pete Peters for assisting in the canvass. Did you come to?
I did.
Thank you very much for coming and thank you for setting everything.
Okay. And we want to congratulate those 3 new board members that we'll be having, starting officially next month. Next is
They'll be seated on the 8th.
on the 8th of May. Next is the maintenance update, Mr. Fetchcotter.
You have the maintenance report from our head custodians, that's there for your review. Couple of general updates. Mother Nature is finally helping us out and melting snow. Probably too fast, but we're happy to get the weight off of our roofs. So we did not have to potentially move as much snow as we initially thought we had to, which is great. To be honest with you. The roof at the middle school had sustained some damage to the trusses. We're in the process of working with engineering firms to get the fix put together. I've been in contact with our insurance company as well, so we anticipate that shoring will be in place for the duration of the school year, and that'll be a summertime fix. Both the buildings are available to actually get done the work that we need to get done. The final thing, the Stack Brothers has been in here this week. We're putting the final touches on installing boiler number 2. And we actually hope to fire that thing initially tomorrow and or Wednesday is what the game plan is. So that project is getting to the finish line finally.
So we went all year with just the one boiler.
We had one boiler and then the secondary one we used sparingly when it got real cold. They did not want to take the system down in the middle of winter, which I tended to agree with in the event that we had some technical issues. And then we're sitting in very cold temps with no boiler. So they finished removing the other boiler that was installed with pad electricals today. They got most of that done, and then we'll have the test fire to tomorrow or Wednesday is what the game plan is right now. So we're coming to the home stretch. I will get with final. We will work with our engineering firm to do a punch list and see all finalized up to make sure that thing is completely wrapped up and hopefully nobody's radar for about the next 30 years.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any donations?
Lake Head Construction delivered in excess of $5,000 worth of steel to be used for student projects in our tech ed department. This will have a huge impact given the rising cost of steel and increased enrollment in our metals and manufacturing courses. Seth Staria Memorial Fund donated $500. The Brule River Lions Club donated $500. And the Rotary Club of Superior donated $240 in support of the Northwestern Elementary Honor Choir. Young Athletes Foundation in Duluth has again donated vouchers for track shoes for kids with financial needs. We received 12 vouchers worth $100 each for the track shoes. David Ishmael of Lake Nebagaman donated 4 cases of water bottles.
Next is the WASB correspondence and legislative report. Mrs. Olson.
Right, before any votes are taken on the state budget, the Joint Finance Committee is holding a series of public hearings at locations around the state throughout the month of April. This cycle, the public hearings will be located in Waukesha, Eau Claire, Wisconsin Dells, and Minocqua, so nothing real close as usual. These hearings are a great chance for the board to provide testimony highlighting issues such as the importance of inflationary increases in spendable resources, special education reimbursements, etc. The Joint Finance Committee has also created an online portal for constituents to provide input. All entries will be circulated to the full committee, and they've got a web address there too. They've also developed a dedicated email address for input only, and that email is also on the WASB website. And all the emails will be circulated to the full committee. So with no inflationary increase in spendable resources from the state for the past 2 years, and a fiscal cliff looming as COVID funds run out, many districts are contemplating significant cuts in programs and staff. School districts need resources to cover ongoing expenses, including for teachers and staff, in a period where inflation is running at a 40-year high. It's crucial that legislators and the public understand our situation. Last week we had representatives come to tour our schools, so a shout out and thank you to Senator Quinn, Representative Sappick, and Green. As I said, they came and took a tour of our district, met with our administration, met with the board. They listened to our concerns. I felt it was a positive meeting. The Office of School Safety announces additional grant funds available for digital mapping. The Wisconsin Department of Justice Office of School Safety has replenished the 2021 Wisconsin Act 109 Digital Mapping Grant Fund with an additional $1,528 allocated to address unmet needs. With replenished funding, OSS again seeks applications from Wisconsin public, private, charter, and tribal schools interested in obtaining digital mapping data.
Cody's already finished ours.
Awesome.
Thank you, Mrs. Olson.
Thank you, Mr. Petchakon.
Okay, next we have CISA 12 report. Mr. Guanick.
Okay, last month's meeting, we had, they completed the contract for the superintendent searches for Phillips and Solon Springs. They closed on the purchase of the new building. They held one brief staff meeting there. They plan to process of moving be completed by April 1st and hope to completely be moved in by May 1st and hopefully by June for sure. School boards, which we just voted on, are voting to approve putting the other building up for sale. They need 13 districts to approve that resolution. As of last meeting, they had 8 districts that already approved it. We had Amanda Popovich, the educational consultant, talk to us. Updates on career readiness initiatives that CISA 12 supports school districts and implementing students participating in advanced courses, dual credits, industrial recognized credentials, goals to move students into apprenticeships and other opportunities by the time they reach their junior or senior years. CISA oversees the Perkins grants and helps districts write other supplementary grants. CISA will establish a youth apprenticeship position next year, and then as a board, we approved posting a youth apprenticeship coordinator. That's all.
Okay, all right, thank you. Next we have student, staff, and community recognition.
The Northwestern Wisconsin Music Association High School All-Conference Concert Band, Trevi Amundsen, Lawson Burkhart, Oscar Dons, Riley Eberhardt, Francesca Germano, Annika Hogan, Mark Jarman, Nye Kowaleski, Reed Kreuzer, Katie Kyle, Satori Larson, Maya Siddiqui, Mateo Stefan Stauffenecker, Emma Wallman, Northwestern Wisconsin Music Association Middle School All-Conference Concert Band, Liam Gort, Ellie Hansen, Aiden Hubbard, AJ Ketela, Jalen Lawler, Jayton Wright, Cheyenne Zhang, UMD Junior High Honor Band, Liam Gort, Ellie Hansen, Jalen Lawler, Cheyenne Zhang. I got them.
Yay. Okay, thank you. All right, we have the reports from the Northwestern High School, Middle School, Northwestern Elementary and Iron River Elementary Schools in our packets, as well as from the Director of Special Education and Athletic Director Activities Coordinator enclosed. But now we will hear from our wonderful students.
So I'm going to say one quick thing because I do have to leave. We are having the National Honor Society induction tonight. We are having 4 of our upperclassmen speaking at that. And we are very, very excited for the new inductees. It's going to be a good year for them next year. We're excited to see where they go.
Thank you.
You're handling the rest, Mark.
That's what we call a 9 and dash.
Starting with track, we've had a couple of meets already this year on indoor track, one in Ashland. I think we're going into our 4th week at UWS. Indoor conference happens to be on Friday. Some major things that have happened. Jenna Hirsch has entered the top 10 for the school record in the mile and the 2 mile. And Maddie Raymond has moved up in her rankings to the top 10 in throwing. Baseball is going to Dells on Thursday after cancellation because of weather. Is going to be playing 5 games in 3 days. Softball and golf are weather limited right now. Forensics is going to be going to state in Madison on April 22nd. We had district solo ensemble here at Northwestern, and we'll be going to state May 6th in Eau Claire, I think. That should be right. Visual Arts Classic is going to be going to state on April 13th through the 14th in Madison. We have prom coming up on April 29th, which is getting a lot of seniors and juniors excited. Senior Honor Banquet is coming up on May 1st. Invitations have been sent out. FBLA is going to be going to Green Bay on Sunday. DECA Internationals are coming up. Maddie Raymond and Chelsea Mackey will be attending. FCCLA was just at state I've been told it was a success. We have 2 recognition assemblies coming up with more signings and commitments from some of our athletes. We had academic awards a couple weeks ago with a lot of the students who were all represented there. Coffee House concert was postponed from last week because of weather, so that will be tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I believe. 7:30, yeah.
Good seat.
National Honor Society is having an induction ceremony tonight, which Katie just left for. There has been independent studies created to finish the house and garage. And the second iteration of applied engineering has just started this 4th term, which there will be a community presentation in May.
Wonderful, thank you. Well done. Okay, last but not least, we have comments from the audience. The comments from the public agenda item is not the forum for.
Wait. I've got something. Sorry. Okay. This is the last school board meeting for some of our school board members. I would like to take this time to thank Brian Johnson, who has served on the board for the past 3 years, Dana Livingston Matherly, who has served 3 consecutive terms for a total of 9 years, and lastly, Gail Sari, who has served on the board for 8 consecutive terms, a total of 24 years.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Jenna, Gail's daughter, is here to present a gift to Gail for her almost quarter of a century of service.
Yeah.
Jenna?
Thank you for everything that you have done for the students and staff. We have a plaque for you, and Muriel has some parts for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
These are my grandkids. Thank you very much. Gosh, I have no words to say, but my mother was very active with PTO when they had it when I was growing up. And with my own kids, I you know, like when they went to middle school, they said, well, you don't have to come around anymore. Guess what? I lied. I was there more. As we see with our counselors, you need them in the schools. You need parents' involvement. I wouldn't do anything different. I wouldn't do anything different. I'm glad that my grandkids and my own kids are here. My grandson Arlo just had for Boy Scouts. He asked me a bunch of questions. You know, what do you do on the school board? It was just a chance. I says, well, you better hurry up and come because I'm almost done here. So, Arlo, thank you for showing up. And Marielle is just starting. She's in kindergarten. So, though they don't have my last name, there will be grandkids in the school district. And from my kids, all the kids in the school district were my kids. That's how I feel. And once I get my leg surgeries done, I will be back and I will be in the elementary school reading and helping with whatever possible I can. Mr. Eberhardt, I wanted to say this before. I really appreciate the forum that you put on with the school board members. That was fantastic with the help of the PTO and PTA. Getting our information out. Why do you want to be on school board? And you better have the right reason. It's for our kids and for our staff. It's for our community. Our schools are our community. And if it wasn't for me reaching out to Mr. Senator Green or Quinlan, or what's his name? Quinn. I don't think they would have had a second choice to come over here. I talked to his staff member, Stacy Hessel, and I thought, oh, Hessel, okay, that's a name familiar to the school district. So I had to start asking more questions. Ask the questions, get answers, and decide what you're gonna do. And like for running for school board, you don't have to make your decision before you come. You have to get all the information, and when it comes down to the vote, you ask questions. Go right ahead, all of you, because that's how you vote. And it's not just it's just with knowledge, but also what's in your heart. So I thank you very much. This is a beautiful plaque. Thank you so much. Huh?
Tiger Manufacturing.
I should have known because they did really good medallions for the dog races over. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
Well, thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and I just
Now,
want to say, again, thank you, Ms. Sari, for
Yep,
your
thank you,
many
Dana.
years, over 2 decades of serving, and as well as to Mr. Johnson, if he gets a chance to listen to this recording, we really appreciate it. And for myself as well, it has been an honor and privilege to serve for 9 years, and I think I can safely say that the 3 of us are looking very forward to some fresh people in our seats. It's time.
Fresh, but we'll be losing a lot of years
Yeah.
of experience and knowledge. So I want to thank Gail, Dana, Brian as well. I know he's not here. There's a lot of experience that's going to be leaving this board. Appreciate your service.
Thank you. So, again, welcome to the 3 new ones that will be soon coming on, and we'll go ahead then and see if there's any comments from the audience. is silent. Okay, if you have no comments from the audience, then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Good job. And do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Bye, everyone.
Excellent.